Have you ever found yourself doubting your abilities, even when others believe in you? Hello, my friend. Today, we're diving into one of the most transformative ideas you'll ever encounter: believing in yourself. I know it sounds simple, almost cliché, right? But let's be honest for a moment. How often do you genuinely trust your own potential? Maybe you felt that pit in your stomach when faced with a challenge, that nagging voice whispering, "What if I'm not good enough?" You're not alone. Self-doubt is a universal experience. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, or what you do. At some point, we've all faced the paralyzing fear of failing or not being enough. But here's the truth. The belief you place in yourself can make or break your journey. Think of self-belief as the fuel for your dreams. Without it, even the most powerful ideas, talents, and aspirations stay stuck in neutral. With it, well, that's when magic happens. In this video, we're not just talking about why self-belief matters. We're going to explore how you can cultivate it, even if doubt has been your constant companion. By the end, you'll have actionable steps to start trusting yourself, breaking free from fear, and embracing the amazing person you are meant to be. So, let's start this journey together. You're here for a reason. You're ready to take that first step. And let me tell you, believing in yourself isn't just a skill. It's a superpower. Let's unlock it. Let's take a step back and ask an important question. Where does self-doubt come from? Because if we're going to break free from it, we need to understand how it takes root in the first place. Self-doubt doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's a seed planted by experiences, words, and even the expectations of others. Think about it. Maybe it was a teacher who once dismissed your potential, a friend who underestimated your abilities, or even your own inner critic telling you that you're not enough. These moments pile up, creating a wall between you and your confidence. One of the biggest culprits? Fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of not measuring up. It's natural to want to protect yourself from pain, but often, this fear keeps us from even trying. It convinces us that it's safer to stay in our comfort zones, even if it means giving up on something we deeply want. And let's not forget about comparison. In today's world, it's easy to look around and feel like everyone else is doing better, achieving more, living a life you can only dream of. But here's the truth. Comparison is the thief of joy. What you don't see is their struggle, their setbacks, and their moments of doubt. Let me give you an example. Imagine a young woman. Let's call her Emily. She's passionate about writing but never shares her work because she thinks, who would want to read this? I'm not talented enough. Every time she considers sharing, she's overwhelmed by the fear of rejection. So, she keeps her stories hidden, convincing herself it's for the best. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. Emily isn't alone, and neither are you. Doubt is part of being human. But the good news? It doesn't have to define you. Understanding where it comes from is the first step to breaking free. Because once you recognize those voices of doubt for what they are, echoes of past experiences, not truths, you can start to silence them. This is where the journey begins. Let's uncover how others have faced their doubts and found the courage to believe in themselves. Sometimes the best way to learn is through stories. Real people, real struggles, and real triumphs. These stories remind us that we're not alone and that change is possible, no matter where we're starting from. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael was a young man who grew up in a small town, constantly told that his dreams were too big for someone like him. He wanted to start his own business, but every time he shared his vision, people would laugh or tell him to be realistic. He started to believe them. Maybe they're right, he thought. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. But one day, Michael made a choice. He decided to take one small step toward his dream. He enrolled in a business class, started reading books on entrepreneurship, and connected with others who believed in his vision. Slowly but surely, he built his confidence. Today, Michael owns a thriving business and mentors others who feel stuck, just like he once did. What's the lesson here? Michael didn't wait for external validation to believe in himself. He took action even when it felt scary. Self-belief is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Let's look at another story. Meet Sarah, a single mother who always put everyone else first. She worked tirelessly for her kids and never took time for herself. Deep down, she had a passion for painting, but she convinced herself it wasn't important. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day, Sarah picked up a paintbrush for the first time in years. She painted for hours, losing herself in the colors and the process. That night, she realized something profound. Taking care of herself wasn't selfish. It was necessary. Sarah's paintings now hang in galleries, but more importantly, she found joy and confidence by saying yes to herself. Her story shows that believing in yourself doesn't always mean chasing massive goals. Sometimes, it's about reclaiming the parts of you that you've neglected. These stories aren't just about Michael or Sarah. They're about you. They prove that self-belief isn't about having all the answers. It's about showing up, taking small steps, and trusting that you are capable of more than you imagine. So, what's your story going to be? All right, we've explored the roots of self-doubt and drawn inspiration from real-life stories. Now, let's get practical. How can you start building self-belief today? First, acknowledge your strengths. Too often, we focus on our shortcomings and forget about what we're already good at. Grab a piece of paper and write down 5 things you're proud of, big or small. Maybe it's a skill you've mastered, a challenge you've overcome, or even your ability to care for others. These are your foundation. Next, challenge negative thoughts. Remember that inner critic we talked about earlier? It loves to tell you what you can't do. But here's the thing. Just because you think something doesn't make it true. Start questioning those thoughts. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never be good enough," ask, "What evidence do I have for that?" Chances are you'll realize those doubts are just fears, not facts. Another powerful tool? Set small, achievable goals. You don't have to climb the entire mountain today. Just focus on the next step. Let's say you want to learn a new skill. Instead of aiming to master it overnight, commit to practicing for 10 minutes a day. Each small win builds momentum and reminds you of your capability. Now, here's a big one. Surround yourself with positivity. The people and environments you spend time with can either lift you up or drag you down. Seek out those who believe in you, who celebrate your victories, and who encourage your growth. And if you're in a toxic environment, it's okay to set boundaries and prioritize your well-being. Finally, practice self-compassion. You're going to make mistakes. It's part of being human. Instead of beating yourself up, treat yourself like you would a friend. Would you tell a friend they're a failure for trying and falling short? Of course not. You'd encourage them to keep going. So, offer yourself the same kindness. Let's be clear. Building self-belief isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice, a journey of small, intentional choices that lead to big transformations. So take a deep breath. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. Just take one step and then another. Believe me, you're stronger than you think. Let's bring it all together. If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this: your belief in yourself is the most powerful tool you'll ever own. It's not something anyone can give to you or take away. It's yours to build, nurture, and protect. But self-belief isn't just a destination. It's a lifelong practice. So, how do you sustain it even when life gets tough? Let's end with some actionable tips. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to feel proud of yourself. Celebrate every step, no matter how small. Did you take a risk today? Did you show up for yourself? That's progress, and it deserves recognition. Keep a journal of wins. Start a notebook or a digital note where you document your achievements and moments of courage. On days when self-doubt creeps in, revisit this list to remind yourself of how far you've come. Practice gratitude for yourself. Each day, write down one thing you appreciate about you. Maybe it's your resilience, your kindness, or even your sense of humor. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's already abundant. Detach from the opinions of others. Remember, not everyone will understand your journey, and that's okay. Your worth isn't tied to someone else's approval. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. Embrace the power of affirmations. Speak positivity into your life. Say things like, I am capable, I am enough, or I can handle whatever comes my way. Repeat them daily until they become part of your inner dialogue. Finally, understand that self-belief doesn't mean you'll never feel doubt again. It means you'll have the courage to move forward despite that doubt. It's about trusting that you can handle challenges, adapt to change, and create a life that feels authentic to you. So, as we close, ask yourself this: what's one small step you can take today to believe in yourself just a little more? Maybe it's speaking up, starting something new, or simply being kind to yourself. Whatever it is, take that step. Because when you believe in yourself, you unlock a world of possibilities. And the best part? You already have everything you need inside of you to make it happen. Thank you for being here today, and remember, you are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and more capable than you realize. Now go out there and own your story.